With all that doom and gloom at the beginning of Romeo and Juliet, you're Shakespeare, you're the one who decides, you're about to write your play. How are you going to start your play? Take like 2 minutes. Time is tyranny. Did I say that right? Listen carefully to tyranny. What did you know?
The play is going to start with a calm but dark setting.
A calm but dark setting. So if you change setting for tone right there, you mean like a calm but dark tone, right? So prologue, kids are going to die, new mutinies, civil blood, civil hands unclean, star-crossed lovers take their life, kids kill themselves. Calm but dark. Raise your hand, go like this. If you agree fundamentally, basically, with Tyranny's assessment, her prediction is going to be calm but dark. Most of you agree with that right there. Peter has reluctantly agreed here at the end. Caleb, you're going like this. Could you offer us a different perspective? What do you think the tone might be, if not calm but dark?
I believe the tone will be either upbeat or it will show their ordinary days in their life. I think this will be how the tone is due to the fact that it will provide contrast between the prologue and the first scene.
What?
You tell me. Upbeat is not a big word. Caleb said he thinks that it's going to start upbeat, and I'll summarize the rest of it. He goes to the end and says it will provide a contrast between the prologue, death mark love, take their life, hands unclean, death, and opening of the play. Why might Shakespeare want to do something like Caleb has suggested and create a contrast between the doom and gloom and the opening of the play? Someone other than Caleb, think about this deeply. Why might he want to do that? Huh? Say it again.
Character development.
What do you mean character development?
You know, you gotta give them more feelings. Like you want people to be emotionally invested in them.
Which people?
The audience.
The audience. You want the audience to be emotionally invested in people who are going to kill themselves, right?
Yes.
So, but explain that. How does that work with the contrast that Caleb is talking about, that potential contrast, where at the beginning of the play, we don't continue the doom and gloom, but we start out upbeat, having a good time.
You want to show them how they have a life, too.
Ah, so to make them a little more round. What were you going to say, Brandon?
I was going to say that he also doesn't want to, tell everything in the prologue, or else, they would just come for that.
Okay.
It's such a big summary that they're not interested in it.
All right. And that's a lot of weight to be sitting on, right? Here's what we're doing today. You are going to be able to explain how the tone changes within a dramatic scene. We're going to read the opening scene of Romeo and Juliet. When I say we're going to read, I mean me and a couple of others of you. And we're going to do it right. We're going to do it like a table read. You know what a table read is?
No.
So when you watch a TV show and the actors are on the TV show and they're laughing and doing all that stuff, that's not the first time that they've read through that script, is it?
No.
No. In fact, what they do is the writers create the script. The cast sits down at a literal table. They read it, but they read it the way their character would, with the inflection and the tone. They read it the way the character would, and then they make revisions and changes. Two guys from the Capulet neighborhood. We don't really have anything to do with the Capulet family. We just live in that section of town. Keep that in mind. All right, Samson, go.
Griffith, on my word, will not carry forward.
Okay. First time she's seen it. I'm okay.
Why don't we read this?
But Heavenly's going to match me in just a second. No, for then we should be colliers.
Oh, I'm Samson.
You're Samson.
I strike quickly.
Wait. Go back up. Go back up.
I mean, and we be in
Collar.
collar. Collar will draw.
I, while you live, draw your neck out of collar.
I quickly move.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog was that house of
Montague.
Montague.
To move is to stir, to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house shall move to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of
Montagues. Now I'm going to stop you right there real quick because some of you are going, oh God, we're about to read this for weeks and we have absolutely no idea what was said. I don't know half of these words. This is ridiculous. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. The only difficulty you're having is not actually with the language. It's modern English. It's that Shakespeare is trying to be funny. It's a pun. What's a pun?
Sarcasm.
A play on words.
A play on words, which means you take words that sound the same and you deliberately use them to use both possible meanings. So when he says collar and collier, Shakespeare's audience is going, let's see what he did. This guy's got jokes. We don't get it because we don't use the word collier. We don't really talk about collar. All we have is collar. So you can look at the side notes if you want to, but here's the point. Gregory is saying to Samson, thou art not quickly moved. You're still going, okay, you say that like it's supposed to mean something. To me, it doesn't mean anything. But Samson says, I strike quickly, being moved. In other words, I'll fight anybody if they start it. So what is Gregory accusing his best friend Samson of being?
Being
A coward. Well put, well put. Accusing him of being a coward. We're in the middle of the action, the middle of a conversation. We're not talking about girls yet. We're insulting each other. I'm saying to my friend, why is it you never want to fight? And he says, I fight if somebody else starts it. Now let's go back, Samson. Let's go to line 10.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid.
I want you to tell me what the tone of the beginning is and write down evidence for it. So we're kind of at the beginning of this play. We're in the opening scene of this play. And we have these two guys joking with each other. Take a moment as Heavenly and I continue to write down evidence and some association word for the tone at the beginning of the play. Tybalt is of the same standing as our other friend, Benvolio, except he's on the other family. Look at the different reactions. What art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death.
He's ready to fight.
I do, but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage to part these men with me.
Those of you who are not reading, in that second part, we're close to the end of what we're going to read today. Associations and evidence for the end of this scene. Something has changed, has it not?
Yes.
It was lighthearted and humorous, and now what is it?
Fighting!
What drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee, have at thee, coward. The worst stage direction of all time. They fight. Now we have, and look at what it says, several of both houses join the fray, enter citizens and peace officers with clubs. So you're Shakespeare's audience, you're standing there watching this, you've been laughing at dirty jokes, and now you see this huge choreographed fight with 50 people spilling on stage. This is the same as if you were watching Transformers and Michael Bay made the moon blow up. This is special effects for the time period. The audience is absolutely enthralled and loving it.
Doesn't sound that bad.
So here's what I need you to do. Once you have finished recording that evidence right there and that association for how you think the tone has changed at the end, we've gone from one tone to another tone, I want you to flip the paper over. There's a multiple choice question for you, and then an open-ended question for you. Multiple choice question you must get and annotate. The open-ended question is bonus if you have time. You've got 4 minutes to get it done.